All right, welcome back. Really quickly before we start, someone asked me about the pillow behind me, so I thought I would show you. I love books, actual books, and even things with books on them. This is a Kate Spade pillow with all these books and lovely things, and even an owl for all my W girls. Yay, go Blues. But I thought I would show you that. Isn't it cute? And don't be all impressed. I got it at Home Goods on clearance, so I just pretend I have money. I don't actually have any. And we're going to start back with, all right, here we go. Almost Odis. We're on page 49, Tuesday, November 1st, 2011. Bumpkins are people too? Question mark. I'm starting to feel like the title character in Cal Smith's 1974 hit Country Bumpkin, and not just because I know the words. The song greeted me this morning as the dad had awakened earlier than normal due to his appointment at the hospital and apparently couldn't start the day without a little country music. See, his doctor wanted to see him at 1:30 p.m., so naturally he felt the need to arise at 5 a.m., cook himself, but not me, breakfast, and ensure we had arrived at the hospital by 7 a.m. just in case. Thank goodness I work there. Heaven forbid he not drive himself to the hospital and stay at home sleeping his day away. He'd rather come to the hospital and alternate sleeping in the lobby, cafeteria, or my office. Imagine trying to conduct a conference call with a sleep apnea-riddled Yeti leaning precariously close to the edge of your desk who snorts himself awake and demands peanut butter crackers. Seriously, he'd be all like, "Come down. Hey, JD, you got any crackers? I'm hungry." That happened to me a lot. And that's not even the reason I'm feeling all bumpkinish. No, the main reason I'm feeling fresh as frost out on the pumpkins is yesterday the dad called me at work and asked me to find him a container to store used cooking oil with which to prepare the animals he isn't supposed to eat in a manner which isn't conducive to achieving his goal of outliving me. Of course, those are my words. What he said was, "Get me a grease can so I can fry me some chicken." As if he had not already fried chicken, which is not allowed. Filling my house with a scent that, while wonderfully nostalgic, was so thick you could sop it up with a biscuit. Upon opening the front door, I took a deep breath, immediately gained 3 pounds, and said, "Did you rob a Kentucky Fried Chicken?" Tell me I'm not as country as the Mandrell sisters. Okay, I'm probably more Arlene than Barbara, but whatever. The point being, he asked me to help him fry chicken, which he had already done, but tried to hide. I know his eyesight is less than it used to be, but I find it hard to believe he didn't think I saw the flour, pepper, and salt covering almost every surface in the kitchen, up to and including his hat and the dog. Not to worry, it was one of his 6 identical Tractor Supply hats. Apparently, stealth cooking requires something less formal than a fedora or a bowler. My point, besides the sinking feeling I am being forced to acknowledge my roots more than I would like, is the dad is incapable of hiding anything. Feelings, prejudices, candy wrappers. Nothing is hidden, nothing held back. He has taken to telling all sorts of tales to my staff, and I don't know what his stories he shared with my administrative resident, but trying to explain hee-haw to a 23-year-old master's candidate from Chicago while keeping one cosmopolitan facade intact is difficult. Thank goodness I have been able to keep the I reckons and fixed in twos to a minimum. I have had to resort to becoming an interpreter of sorts for those who come into contact with him. There's a certain code to know when talking with my father, a unique language, if you will, although I don't believe Rosetta Stone offers training in his dialects, which include basic Southern, judgmental redneck, big honking white trash, and even mumbling Cajun, although I secretly think the last one is due more to a lack of denture adhesive than anything else. Of course, my Cajun relatives do talk like that, and I'm not quite sure what they say. I just want them to give me food. That's all I'm asking. And as much as I go on, I sometimes find myself using his phrases to confuse and intimidate my staff. That's leadership, people. The reason I bring this up is to know my father is to listen for the clues in what he says to give you the realities of what he's done. It's a matter of gleaning the trace amount of truth out of his statements. For example, when he entered my office this afternoon after his doctor's appointment, he stated, "I sure did want a Mountain Dew today, but I didn't have one." To the uninitiated, he is following his diet. To those in the know, he has in fact just finished a Mountain Dew. As I'm attempting to keep the sugar from taking his feet, as you know, I have taken it upon myself to micromanage his diet. When his blood sugar goes up, he gets very sleepy. This leads to moments when he will nod off in mid-sentence and has on more than one occasion caused alarm with visitors who ask about the homeless man asleep in your office, Dustin. Just today, he fell asleep sitting across from me at my desk, and I had to complete an employee's performance appraisal in the conference room, as there is no method to wake a sleeping bear without causing some sort of unpleasant interaction with either gas or curse words, both of which he lets fly with alarming speed and frequency. Even with more combat experience than is expected in a childhood this side of Chechnya, I am sometimes caught in the crossfire. We already talked about how my childhood was my military service. I felt like I was serving again a little bit. And I'm not exactly thrilled with the turning tides at home, so to speak. I can't pinpoint exactly when the power shifted. All I know is there is a skillet full of grease on my stove, a belt sander in my foyer with an orange extension cord trailing through the front window, and a 15-pound sack of potatoes in my pantry. There is some nefarious scheme afoot, and I think the end goal is to create some hybrid country caretaker cook. All I can say is if I wanted to be a Southern woman, I assure you I'd be Julia Sugarbaker instead of Aunt Bee. I assure you I'd choose Sugarbaker instead of Aunt Bee. I will fight this tooth and nail. I will keep my zebra-striped occasional chairs, mirrored furniture, and pastel chinos. I will continue to eat at the dinner table with no dog and a balanced meal. As God is my witness, I will not make biscuits from scratch. And I feel like Scarlett O'Hara, but without the turnips and the drama. Okay, maybe some of the drama, but definitely without the turnips, unless there's cornbread. To be honest, I don't remember where I was headed with this thought, but I did need to go. My favorite Lacey J. Dalton song just came on the radio, and I got a roast in the crock pot. We'll see you next time. Thanks.